Battle control initialized.
Hey people, 5 Aces here. This is version 2.0 of myself. This is the Resurrection. This is the Rise Like a Phoenix special edition. I'm back. So what happened? Basically, I lost my voice on stream. I did a stream with NetNazGul last week and it tore my voice cords to shreds is all I can say. So yeah, we're back here after a bit of a hiatus. And this is gonna be awesome. This is gonna be the first RHL match of the season. Season 5, here we go. We've got, in the bottom left, probably the favorite in this matchup, Mr. Gatekeeper from the Netherlands. He came in not second, he came in like 4th last season. And in the top right corner, spawning in as Russia, we've got Anjew. Anjew is someone who has been in the league for throughout the seasons actually. He's been even a proponent of the original Red Alert Europe League, which was concocted by So Scared. So yeah, he's definitely proven his worth his salt, and now we're gonna dive right into it. Quick announcement, there's gonna be a stream on Tuesday where I'm gonna evaluate RHL matches, and I've played my own versus Orb. It was not easy. Yeah, so there's that out of the way. Now we're gonna dedicate ourselves to the map, a map I really hate, Borrowed Time. And for me, it really is borrowed time. I can never get a foothold in the game on this map here. Mainly due to how the expansions work. It's like one of those maps that has basically 3 lanes. And it much reminds me of some sort of MOBA map. So we're having a first little scouting run here. Much reminds me of a MOBA map where you've got like the middle lane here, you've got your top lane, bottom lane, you've got a bit of jungle around here. Welcome to the jungle, boys. And this little village here, unfortunately, no rewards, no spoils of war if you shoot the civilians. A feature they desperately need to implement. Alright. And we're seeing a War Factory first from Anjew. Versus double ref from Gatekeeper with the ref cell. The classic. God fucking damn it. Always have to remind myself, put on the overlay. That's one of the classics here. So by the way, this is a RHL match, so there's gonna be a rematch after this. This is gonna be the classic old 1-2 punch. The Dutch punch, if you will. It's do they have lag? Yeah, probably had lag because Anjew tends to lag a bit. He's from Straya after all. And Strayan internet tends to be a bit on the slower side. Also a bit on the wrong side of the planet as well. Really quiet early game. That's not something you would usually expect out of Gatekeeper. Is someone who loves playing aggressively. But he's up to 3 harvesters here. 4 harvesters for Anjew, who went full on greed build. And this is why War Factory first can be good. Either to get an early vehicle out or to get an early econ boost, because it leaves you with this small dip in an income after you've deployed the War Factory and before the second harvester has come out. But after that it pulls even, and then when harvester number 3 comes out, it's actually way faster than double ref plus harvester. So yeah, it's got just harder scaling, and this is where we can observe the harder scaling. 5 harvesters here on both ends, but the 6th harvester is gonna come online for Anjew earlier. He's also, or maybe he's going for an MCV, yeah. He's got a super early MCV here, which might benefit him, but at the same time, Gatekeeper is fired up infantry production, so there's that. We know how this is gonna go. Yeah, maybe he went an extra ref, so he went triple ref. On Borrowed Time, you know, you've got these small 2 war patches. I'm not a big fan here. On these small ore patches, you might want to move out as soon as possible. And if your opponent has got an early MCV, takes an aggressive position, an aggressive stance, maybe just shuts down your expansion attempt here, maybe takes your natural expansion here, it's going to be super annoying. The only thing that is really risky is taking the double expansion here, because you need to place yourself in like this spot here. And you can get ambushed pretty easily on both sides. So you basically need artillery tech to hold both those expansions on one conyard. Which is something I tried to do versus Lorry Driver last season, and it, needless to say, it failed. Failed pretty hard if you're asking me. Alright, so we're up to 6 harvesters for Anjew. And yeah, Gatekeeper is taking his expansion way later. He's also gonna deploy a ref, but he's gonna be mined out in his main base very momentarily because he went 6 harvesters. And Anjew still got a big chunk of war. Oh, we're seeing a couple flamers mixed in. Okay, this is gonna get interesting because Anjew, he likes doing this. Yeah, he's building an APC as well. So he likes going for a distraction attack. Maybe this squad here, he's gonna send it somewhere, just cause a ruckus, start a bar fight or something. That's usually a British thing, huh? Alright, never mind. Straya can start bar fights as well. Yeah, he's gonna start a bar brawl here with his couple mates. And then send those flamethrowers to put a couple shrimps on the barbie. Is a very Australian playstyle, if I say so myself. Yeah, he's had some moderate success with this. But needs to make sure he doesn't run into the army. Also, Gatekeeper, I'm wondering, he hasn't played for a long time, and this doesn't seem to be his A game. Because honestly, I've beat him last time, and it was way easier than usual. Well, not that I would usually always beat him. It's like, I'd say a 50-50 coin toss. He's a really good player, and yeah, last time he just didn't bring his A game, which might seem a bit odd, but he hasn't played a lot throughout the last season. I guess Raider Dome has been unlocked for Anjew, and Gatekeeper still on tier 1.5, so there's this dangerous phase where, especially as Soviets, the best use of Soviets would honestly be to give line of sight. Yeah, that nothing has happened so far. So if Yaks come into play, this is gonna benefit him so much. Because Yaks being in the equation here are just gonna ensure that you're always gonna win the engagement with your line of sight advantage. Heinz, a bit iffier because they can get poked away by flak trucks easily. Oh, in comes the flamer drop. But obviously base defense, he should have maybe waited. Still though, oh, he's not gonna get the war factory. That's bad news. That's gonna spell bad news indeed. And all those infantry are being idle. The meat shield has been chewed through. Yikes. Not a good start here for Anjew. And power down as well. This is probably one of the worst timings I've ever seen. Lo and behold. The shitty timing push. Yikes, he's out of power again. Meat shield finally falling here, but the Tesla coil is not gonna survive. He's ruffled some feathers, some of the harvesters have gone down. And yeah, Gatekeeper just in a dominant position here. He's on triple Conyard, he's on raid attack now himself. Probably gonna get himself a couple helipads here. Big factories, the war factory just survived. Oh, losing the first Yak as well. This is just, oh, poor display. Poor display here. Anjew just not bringing his A game either. This is probably, yeah, this is gonna result in a cleanup, but it doesn't matter. Gatekeeper has traded fantastically here. Just making his army sit behind those line of sight blockers, hiding them in the trees. And if he can gain some more leverage by maybe sniping another tank, this army has already fulfilled its purpose. Yeah. Okay, gets one tank snipe, but look at how well he's trading regardless. Jeez. You always, if you're engaging into a stationary army, you better have line of sight advantage. That's something that Anjew didn't heed here. Here, in comes GG push number 1. And I doubt that Anjew's got much to in his defense here. Yeah. Yikes. 3 helipads here for the extra fuck you factor and the extra hide production. Yeah, game number 1 seems to be a wash. Appears to have been just poorly traded out in the early game, and then Anjew not really utilizing his Yaks to their fullest extent. He's gonna lose everything here. Doesn't have a base defense queued up. I mean, it doesn't matter. A base defense being popped would just melt. Anjew not moving his Conyard back either, and that's not power bombs. That's just a scout plane. Not gonna do much to improve the situation here, other than giving a bit of line of sight. But he has that from the buildings anyway. So yeah, you can't trade into this anymore. Gatekeeper's tanks are trying to break the formation, getting some nice pushes and crushes, and that's all she wrote. Anjew calling GG. There we go. Yep, that's it for game 1. But I see you in round 2.
Battle control terminated. Battle control initialized.
Here we are with round 2, and this is on Face Off, a map that I actually haven't played at all. the aptly named face-off that literally looks like a shitty face of some sorts, maybe. Oh, those are the cheeks. This appears to be like some kind of pig. I don't know. Maybe an angry beaver. I leave that up to interpretation. Just type in the comments what kind of animal that is. Maybe some sort of rodent. Doesn't matter. And the hairline of the rodent are gonna be the natural expansions as well as the cheeks here. And its chinny beard. And maybe the fur. Yeah, so this is a map where it reminds me a lot of Warwind. It doesn't have that many neutral objectives, like I see 4. I spy with my little eye 4 oil derricks. But this is the big one here. A gem mine in the middle. You know what that means. First come, first serve. Basically. Overlay. Right. Okay, this time Anjew going for a double ref as well. Just appears to be camping. Gatekeeper appears to be camping here. Anjew smartly not feeding his infantry into this death ball here. Maybe he can fire over the... keep in mind the rifles have 5 cells of range, so you can actually shoot over the ridge here. Yeah, this might be the smartest call, just placing them here. I think this tile is accessible. This would... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that would barely reach. Oh, the engineer. Well, he too likes to live dangerously. So one thing I like to do, if I've spawned as Soviets and my opponent has gotten oil control, you just go for a couple drains, and then you go on an oil derrick hunt. You just squash those buggers. That's all you need to do. But Anjew appears to be on the riskier side, appears to be in a risky mood, and he is trying to conversely camp the oil derrick of Gatekeeper. Gatekeeper's got much more compact force, even if the numbers don't add up. His forces are way more compact, and he's gonna find a nice concave here, gonna find a snipe on another 3 rifles for free. Oh my goodness, that's an early flamer drop. I believe this is gonna come as soon as the war factory is out. There is gonna be an APC queued up. Gatekeeper again just has, yeah, Gatekeeper has a base defense queued up. So doesn't matter how many shrimps you put on the Barbie here, unless it's a double flamer drop, which I don't believe. The double flamer to Dango drop, I've never seen it work. I've seen it work, but at the expense of the entire game, because it costs you literally 5,000. 5k grand is just too staggeringly high of a number to recover from in the early game. And yep, we're gonna see this stray and putting some shrimps in the Barbie in. What's the best target? Probably the war factory anyway. Okay, they're out. Yeah, 3 ore trucks. So yeah, Anjew is in an okay position. Depends on how much he does with this. You should have a backup plan though. If you're doing this, you know you're actually gonna drag your enemy forces into your base, right? So might as well gamble by... Oh my goodness! Oh, he's trying... That was smart. That was super smart, but it didn't work. It was just too slow. So the execution was a bit poor, but the idea was brilliant. What he tried to do is sniping the only barracks of Gatekeeper, and by that just deny the pillbox, because the pillbox does, or all base defenses except for walls, do have a barracks as a prerequisite. So he was trying to cancel the pillbox that way, but a bit too slow. Gatekeeper just a bit too quick on the trigger finger. And even if there would have been a light tank, and the light tank just can crush and push around those units. So again, Anjew not in that great of a position, but this time he's going opting for mass barracks. That's his 3rd, 4th probably coming up. He's gotten a Tesla Quilla, refinery. Alright, so this game is gonna be a bit more action-packed than game number 1. I like it. Game number 1 was just a bit too passive in the early game, for my taste. We're gonna have a clash of armies, and with the rocket soldier, I'd say this is still favoring Anjew here. He's got the MCV. The MCV is both able to tank and just deploy and get a couple base defenses ready. So yeah. Also hasn't been spotted yet, so that's like a good sign. Yeah, it's been deployed. Okay, and the Tesla coil. Really good. Okay, this Tesla coil now means that he's got free reign. Oh, going aggressive with the harvester. I like it. I like it. Gonna try and push Gatekeeper out here. Gate probably just relegating his forces. Oh, that's a bit of a mistake. Donating over a tank. Well, that's generous. Yo, just putting it out there. This ore truck is he's been holding it down. Wow. We're seeing Gatekeeper with a slightly aggressive MCV. Probably Anjew. Anjew is probably gonna scout this in the near future. Yeah. He's having second thoughts here and moving away. One thing that's speaking for the Gatekeeper that I just didn't mention, he is on 4 oil derricks out of 4. So that's something that is really crafty with. Always sniping your enemy engineer. Always being up in the oil game. Yeah, but wow, he's gonna be pushed back here. And depending, oh, they could go onto the road. Road advantage would actually secure the kill onto the MCV. But it's really hard to do. Would have been a really cool play though. So instead, wow, why is he deploying here? This is a mistake. Also deploying a turret, what the hell? And then running down south, what is he doing here? What is this? Big mistake by Gatekeeper. Could have just fled towards the left. I don't see the play here. This was a completely unnecessary giveaway. The Donation Trust Fund, Anjew Donation Trust Fund, is having a field day here. Yeah. Really, realistically, Gatekeeper had all the time in the world to just move to the left and make his army converge here. Oh my goodness! Anjew just going for the jugular! He's not taking any prisoners today. Which is ironic, considering that all of Straya's population are prisoners anyway. Kappa. Nah. Alright, that's a really good play. Gonna deny vehicle production for a very long time. At least 48 minutes. Seconds. Seconds. Those things are called seconds, right. Oh, he's got one mechanic, but there can't be another one now. Maybe gonna try and... Yeah, he's stealing the heavy tank away. So that's not too bad. I really want to see the economical situation. We've got ourselves 37 over 35k. Fairly even, but with a distinct advantage. Why is he pushing in here? That's a very bad place to push into. There are lots of heavy tanks in the back lines. There are lots of base defenses to be popped. This is... Oh, wow! Anjew's Harvester is just murdering the infantry forces. I dig. I dig. Oh my goodness. Oh, the ore truck almost surviving. I have no idea why Gate was attempting that push here. This was heavily fortified. And usually, pushing into a heavily fortified base... into the direction the base defenses are coming from is just suicide. So yeah, maybe he thought he had more than he actually had, but hey, still on 4 oil derricks, and he's still oh, Gatekeeper is someone who can make miracles work with an engineer. So if he accidentally captures the Conyard, maybe the service depot, maybe the war factory, he's got a shot at a comeback here. That's a paradrop's worth of units still sitting around here. Should maybe try and tackle the oil derrick. Yeah, fantastic play though by Anjew. Fantastic pressure. The war factory is back online now. But assets have dwindled for Gatekeeper. Anjew is 10k ahead. And Gatekeeper, what can I say? The float keeper. He hasn't earned that title for naught. He is the float keeper indeed. Army number 2 pushing in from the top side. Gonna get a couple juicy ore snipes. Oh, maybe gonna get... Now he's gonna deny the refineries, and that's fine as well. Because now those harvesters are gonna be relegated to long distance mining. Gonna tackle a couple buildings here, just trying to keep the base size small. Wow, such aggressive play from Anjew, I'm really loving it. Just goes to show why he's in Masters, and why he has remained in Masters over the course of 5 seasons. Despite some people doubting him, but holy shit. There's a counter push here, but this doesn't pack nearly as much punch as Anjew's mainstay army, mainstay battle tank columns, just coming in hot, denying the MCV. Okay, MCV survives for now. Yes, sir. Should go for the ref. Yeah. Good. Good. There's a small counterattack, but can't compete with the brunt force here. Oh my goodness, how many O-trucks are gonna go down? 1, 2. Do I see 3? I see 3. Do I see 4? 4! Can we make it 5? Alright, the gentleman in the pink trousers will make it 6. Oh my god, he's racing, he's still racing. That's not a fault, that's a hold. We're gonna see 7 O-trucks being denied. Holy shit. Well, that was something. Something else entirely. Nice crushes as well, and the push has been halted. So let's do the quick econ recon. How many harvesters are they on? We're gonna see 4 harvesters for Gatekeeper, for Anjew, and we're gonna see 1 single harvester for Gatekeeper. Alright, here comes the second. It's gonna be a long and painful way back to economy. Jesus Christ. Anjew now taking his expansion. He's playing it so fast and loose with his Conyards, it's amazing. He never has more than he needs to. Oh, yep. Here's the Ranger. We're gonna see Ranger danger. Can he capture the Conyard? Jeez, that would be some. Oh, nice crashes here. Yeah, capturing the Conyard, that would be a comeback condition. Way too many rockets here. Oh, no, Anjew has spotted it. Gotta go after the engineer as well. Probably a flame tower, yep. Thanks and goodbye. Ha! Right. Damn, son. Anjew playing with such disregard for his own units, but it's fantastic to watch. He's just completely abandoning his main base, and he just knows Gatekeeper could capture the war factor or destroy it easily because there are no base defenses, but it doesn't matter because he's got his units positioned in such an aggressive and forward frontlining way that Gatekeeper would have a hard time just pushing through here. And he could get collapsed upon from 2 sides. So yeah, there's that. And Gatekeeper already calling the nah. I'm just waiting for the yeah, nah, GG. That's the official phrase for Gatekeeper to signal it's over. Yeah, nah, GG. Alright, probably after he loses this engagement, it's gonna be a yeah, nah, GG. Let's see. That's literally some of his last units. Nah, it's only a nah, GG. Well, it's enough to force the game anyway. Just forcing his hand there. So that's gonna be a draw. That's gonna be a 1-1. There is not gonna be a match number 3 because the way RHL works, it's just a point system. And draws can occur. There is no best of 3. For those who are unaware or uninitiated. Anyway, that was a fantastic game number 2 after the lackluster start of game 1. And I'm really hyped for RAGL. More to come. Stay tuned, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Tune in to the stream. Tuesday, 6 PM. Right, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. 5 Aces out.
Battle control terminate.